I first went down to the courthouse to get my name changed in the early summer of 2019. It was a messy process, by complete coincidence of my case getting assigned to the new judge in the building, but eventually it got done. About a year later, I sent off my passport to get my gender marker changed. And that, ladies, gentlemen, both and neither, was my ticket for quite a few things. First of all, I had a government-issued ID, which was completely correct, which is a big step and could get me a lot of places. Fun places, like, the bank and the DMV. I joke about that, but with a bank account and a driver's license, you can do a lot more than you did before. 2 years ago, at around the same time of year, I think a bit later, I started on testosterone. It was the happiest summer of my life, pretty much. In November of that year, much to the distress of my choral director, I dropped from a tenor 1 range to a solid baritone. I got the dreaded teenage rat stash and started shaving quite soon after that. Testosterone is not a miracle cure, but it helps a lot. Like, if you have severe anxiety and start having a panic attack because your house is on fire, putting out the fire won't treat your anxiety, but you can't really say it wouldn't help your mental health. What a funny time to be 18 and transgender. Not funny as in humorous, so much as just really weird. A few months before quarantine began, I heard about a bill that had been proposed into the Georgia state legislature, and what it would seek to do is not only to ban trans kids under 18 from getting the life-saving medical care we need, but it would also make it a felony for our parents and doctors to get us that life-saving medical care. An entire felony. Now, as absurd a prospect as that is, and as much as it fills me with unbridled rage, I just sort of dismissed it as something that was too stupid to happen. I wrote a few strongly worded letters, which of course nothing came of that. And then that thing in Alabama happened, where a bill proposed by some nutjob who freely admitted he'd never met a trans person passed and single-handedly put Alabama on the road to the nation's single highest teenage suicide rate. Now I'm in the clear, if only technically. My passage to a new life where no one knows my dead name is booked and paid for, so to speak. When I go to college, which will be this fall, I'll pretty much be living the dream. I'm not cagey about being trans, obviously, I'm talking about it here. But I want it to be a choice that I make, not something people learn when I take out my driver's license or talk about my family or even open my mouth to talk at all. And it is that choice. I am aware of exactly how lucky I am to have that. I'm at the intersection of the right place, the right time, and the right amount of privilege, which is especially handy considering I'm going to college in rural South Georgia. I have the ticket to move on with my life now, but I can remember the feeling of having to stand by when people my age were doing things like dating, learning to drive, going to the pool in the summer. But I will be damned before I leave anybody behind. What I went through was just peanuts compared to what other people have, and I would wish it on absolutely no one. When you find your body, at best, a struggle to live in, and no hope for miles around, whatever happens is just plain not good. I had to wait about 1.5 years, and that was too much. I'm sending out requests to meet with members of the Georgia General Assembly. Just a few at first, but eventually whoever is willing to talk to me. I'm not doing this alone. At least, I sure hope I'm not. You know, I've got classes to go to, and moreover, a life I'm looking forward to living. But if I have to try, then I will. One day I'll leave Decatur, and eventually Georgia altogether, but I'm not running away.